discuss 5 different ways that you guys can become more productive. And it's something that I struggled with when I was a pre med student as well as when I was a medical student. And it wasn't until recently, a couple years ago, when I was arrested, that I realized how important it was to be productive. And it's not just to have more time to play video games, but truly just to be more efficient when it comes to doing clinical work and just being overall more successful. And these are skills that I gained throughout the last couple of years by reading books and by my own personal experiences also. I am no master at becoming a productivity person or anything. It's something that I truly still try to improve every day. But I hope that after watching this video, you guys could feel at ease knowing that we all struggle and we're just trying to do better every day. So these are 5 different tips that I want to give you guys. So the first thing I would say is that you need to understand that everything we do daily is based on habit. Whether it's something that's good or bad, but it's something that we developed over time, and now it almost becomes an unconscious effort that we do. For instance, waking up in the morning, turning on your phone and checking Instagram. That's something that we have developed over time. Whether you have a dopamine response and you have a dopamine hit and you feel excited because you're seeing the notifications, over time you are conditioning your body to feel that excitement. So after a while, it just becomes a habit. Similarly, when you go outside and get your keys and wallet, that becomes, for some of us who don't forget things, could become a habit over time, and we don't think about it anymore. We just kind of pick up the keys and the wallet and head out. But there's things that we want to obviously avoid, bad habits. Even though now it's become natural for us to do those things, we want to kind of not do more of, right? So how do you get rid of bad habits and how do you develop good habits? So a lot of the things that I'm going to be talking about are referencing a book that I read called Atomic Habits. And it's a really great book, and I really would recommend that you guys read it. But in this book, he talked about how habits, yeah, they are something we develop over time, but they are also things that we could completely change if we identify the issue, right? What is the emotion behind those habits? Why are we doing those habits, for instance? If we clearly understand the origin of those habits and we're able to essentially take them apart and deconstruct them and form new habits. That's kind of that's kind of how I wanted to start this talk, is realize that the habits that you have now can be developed over time to something more productive. So if you're someone who comes home and doesn't work out, watches TV, you realize that those habits could be changed to something more productive. Instead of coming home and watching TV, you could maybe work out and be more productive. It's all habits are essentially trainable, and we could train our own conscious thoughts to change those habits if we want to. So number one, with that being said, number one is recognize what good or bad habits are in your life, that's going to make a huge difference in forming new habits, like I mentioned, and understand why you continue doing those habits. Why is it that you are coming home and playing video games? Obviously, you're tired. You were bored at work. You want some excitement. So maybe you could, instead of playing video games right when you get home, you could maybe use it as a reward for something good that you do prior. So maybe you could come home and tell yourself, I'm going to work out, and that's my reward coming home after working out is to play video games or to play music or to be on YouTube. So you could use your own bad habits as a reward, and that's gonna, in a way, reinforce your good habits or new habits that you want to form. And number three, something that I've been playing with also is forming a checklist. I think forming a checklist will hold you accountable to any new habits that you want to start. So a day before, like the night before you're gonna go to sleep, put a checklist of the activities that you want to finish the next day, and you could check them off as you go throughout your day, and in that way you're being holding yourself accountable. You could also have an accountability buddy or person, and maybe you guys are, for instance, trying to complete the same goal, and you guys could hold each other accountable. That's another way of being more productive. um, but I think the key word in the book is trying to be intentional with those habits. Don't just say I want to read. Say how many pages you want to read, how long you want to read, where you're going to read, and how you're going to feel after you read. Be intentional about those emotions, because in the end, habits are all about emotion. So if you're able to elicit I will feel happy after I finish reading, you will already kind of plug. You will change your conscious thoughts about those that specific habit, because you're making it into something that's positive. And also, number four, going back to what I talked about rewards, is reward yourself only after performing a specific productive activity. So use bad habits as way of reinforcing your good habits. So instead of eating out. Maybe we could say if I'm consistent with my workouts for 6 days or 3 times a week, I could have like a cheat meal. That's a way of being able to still continue with your goals of being healthy or being fit. And something that I'm going to say, the last one is most really important is for you to realize that these habits are going to just be something that's going to be, it's going to take time, something that is going to take a lot of effort for you, and you're not going to be able to build your dream body or your dream job or reach your dream goal or your dream career in a week, in a month, in a year even. It's going to take time. So just as long as you're consistent with it, you will get there. And you have to understand that as long as you improve on something every day, there's a 1% rule that says if you improve 1% every day, by the end of 300, by the end of a year of 365 days, you would have improved 37% in that specific activity. So that's actually really impressive if you look at the collective sum. So each day, little by little, it doesn't seem that big, but over a span of a year, it does seem like a huge percentage increase, right? So just take that in mind. Realize that every day that you're doing something productive for yourself is gonna it's gonna be a snowball effect where it's gonna accumulate, and over time you will see the reward at the end of kind of that year, and you would be surprised of how far you got. And that goes along with everything in life. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video. I just wanted to kind of just talk about my thoughts after finishing the Atomic Habit, and it's something that I again recommend. It's a book that is definitely very good. But again, you don't have to read any book. As long as you're being consistent with your efforts, I think you'll realize that you are going to be improving. So I think in the end of the day, I want to remind you guys that just don't be negative. I think that's the most important thing that I can give you guys, is whether you're productive one day or not. It's not about being productive every day. It's about is not being feeling guilty either. It's not about being negative about how you do. It's just about realizing that it's going to be a journey, and improvement is a journey. It's a lifestyle, and so one day won't deter you. It's not about a week. It's about recognizing that you just got to climb up the ladder and improve as the time goes on. So don't hurt yourself. Don't beat yourself up, I should say, if you feel like you're falling behind on your productivity goals or anything that you have in mind. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.